Hi there, I'm SunilD93, and in this VOD I'm playing as China, and I'm against a British major in an unrated 1v1. Alright, so it's standard maps, and the map happens to be Hispaniola. So this map is different than usual ones because you start with extra crates, mainly food. So since I'm against a British player in this game, I'm planning to try and hit him hard and fast, and try and ruin him before his eco starts going. Okay, so my monk and disciple, I have them set as different hotkeys, and I'm just scouting around the map for treasures, for herdables, for whatever that I can take. So I'm doing a regular China discovery, kind of. So I'm gathering my 300 wood with my villagers, and then the 3 villagers will go on wood, so I can get a second village later on. And so then I can get a village for the 3 villager card, but on this map I actually started with extra wood, so I don't need to gather wood this time. I started with 400 wood since it's Hispaniola, so you notice I'm going ahead and putting my villager forward already. Well, I just want a forward village at my forward base. It makes things a lot easier, so then my 8 Chukonu, 9 Kang shipment, all those can come out of there, and I have pretty good shipments, so that's nice. Alright, so you notice here I'm picking a C deck because I'm playing against a Brit, so I'm thinking the Brit may possibly do a schooner boom or something. So it's best to be safe rather than sorry. So rather than having to spend a lot of time trying to make ships to fight him off, I can just ship in my 2 boats and try and weaken his fish boom if he does one. Alright, so it's regular stuff, collecting treasures, moving my monk and explorer around, keep queuing up villagers. So you notice I shipped the refugee shipment, so since I have 2 villages and 1 town center, that equals 3 villagers. So that villager shipment's about the same as any other Eurociv gets, or any Eurociv gets. So notice I left my gold there just sitting there because I'm not really planning to make that many standard armies right now. I might later on, but nope, no standard for now. Okay, so you notice I usually age up with 17 vills I start aging with about 17 vills with China, but usually a rule of thumb with most Asian civs, you just start aging when you can do so while having constant villager production. So see, I left out constant vill production for like a couple seconds there, but now my vills are coming back. So you notice there at my forward village, I see his 2 villagers in my LOS. Unfortunately, he saw me also, because he moved his villagers up a little bit first and then saw me and retreated. So that's a little bit concerning. So pretty much the person who ages up first will have some type of advantage here because it looks like we're building our bases right next to each other. So I'm putting most guys on wood. I usually build a market in transition with China, but in this game I didn't because I aged with fewer villagers since I had extra food start, so I didn't think it would be feasible to spend 100 wood on a market and then still have 200 wood by the time I age up for my racks. So anyway, I'm just harassing his vills there. I want to stay in this area so I can see where or when he puts up his FB. So see here, I'm just fighting his explorer. I'm running my disciple away though because I don't want that guy to get too trashed up. So okay, so there goes his racks. So what I do here, I'm doing something a bit weird. I'm building a small wall there, but as you notice, I'm still aging, so I don't want him to start spamming pikes or something and take down my village before I even age up. So also you notice outpost is coming there, so if he really wanted to, he probably could screw me over with making 2 pikes or something, and then making 5 pikes and sending 6 elbows or 6 muskets if he really wanted to. Alright, so anyway, I'm done with the walls there though. It's difficult to wall behind his racks there, and I'm afraid something's going to pop out any second, so I just left the front wall and the side wall. So even that alone, that's probably pretty useful. It's going to ruin his pathing a lot. Alright, so you notice I shipped 8 Chukonu first, because I see a rack going up, so I don't know why he's going. He could be going muskets or he could be going elbows, but either way my 8 Chukanus do well against either of them. I could have shipped 7 Sleepy, I guess, since my Sleepy riders do quite well, but then the problem would be if he... Okay, yeah, so good thing I shipped the 8 Chukanu, because he made 5 pikes the first batch. I mean, I think if he had actually gone faster, he might have been able to get his pikes out earlier, which might have been a problem. So you notice here I'm spamming some Old Han armies. I like the pikes for some siege. I could have gone standard since he's going a rack start, so standard might have been more effective, but Old Han's also nice because of the siege power. Okay, so I'm trying to redistribute my Woodvilles on food since I'm overgathering some food, and fortunately I got my monk killed there. I think he used some TC fire to take it down when I wasn't paying attention. So shipping 7 steepies because I know he has a rack, so I'm expecting him to get some elbows soon, since I doubt he's gonna keep spamming muskets against China, because Chukanu just are one of the best anti-heavy infantry counters in the game. So anyway, just hurting still. Thing I don't like about this map, I'm not a big fan of heavy trade maps. Also, these little bird hunts, I don't like them much. They don't herd properly or anything usually. Okay, so I'm kind of planning to start pushing soon. I'm kind of just waiting on my wonder. My wonder is Summer Palace. That's regular, gives 400 food and trains armies. So I kind of am waiting for that to give me my standard army, so I'll have a total of 9 steepies. So there, he moves his elbows up, and I see I pretty much outnumber him a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and push on him. So I'm getting that out. I'm getting that outpost first. And I'm getting the outpost first for a reason that, I mean, it's firing on my troops, so you usually want to go for the outpost rather than the racks first, so then your troops get less damage overall from it. Okay, so there he looks like he's attacking me, so I'm focusing my Chukanu on the muskets, obviously, and my Steepy are going to come in and completely destroy his elbows and Minutemen, and just adding my pikes in for good measure. Okay, so I'm kind of popped here, out of population, so I'm building a village there. That kind of happens with China sometimes because it's kind of you train in batches of 6 if going Old Han, so that's 6 pop per army. Okay, so you notice there his elbows popped out, so I'm just chasing them down with my Steepy. And my monk also, the monk, don't underestimate the Chinese monk. He's very good. Pretty much can use him like a pseudo-cav, kind of like coyotes, him and the disciples. You can kind of use them as pseudo-cav. So it's a good idea using them against elbows and stuff. So I trained some disciples there because I had some food. And continuing to train Old Han because I figure here I have an upper hand, so I want the Old Han because Old Han gives the pikes that I really need for the siege power. So I'm going ahead and pushing into his base now with my army. Okay, and I see the stable up there, so I'm going to attack the vills building it so he doesn't get it up. Also, you notice there I put my monk in cover mode. That's usually a pretty good idea in battles like this because cover mode, it gives him a range resist, and also so pretty much it will make him survive more. And China units are pretty weak earlier on. They're kind of cheap and weak, kind of like Russian units a bit. Not to that extreme, but anyway, the high HP monk soaks up a lot of damage that could otherwise be put on your regular units. Okay, so he's saying GG there. It pretty much is GG. So here you go. I won this one, and yep, looking at the endgame stats, he had the most resources, obviously, he's Brits, but I definitely put more resources into military, and it paid off in this game. Alright, GG, hope you enjoyed this VOD, and hope to make another one soon. Alright, thank you. And, oops, timed that a bit early, but anyway, you see, kind of a no villager rush.